welcome back to Central Valley Talk. We were getting together with people throughout the COVID, just saying, what are you doing? Are you living life as normal? Are you making changes? Are you able to have your club meetings, your association meetings, and award ceremonies? Are those stopped or are they going on? We've invited a couple of special guests in from both the Black Chamber of Commerce and they'll tell me the right names in a minute, Hispanic Chamber, I think. Lynn Gray is here. We can see her. And Everette DeVan. Welcome, both of you. Now, this is the third annual business salute to Dr. Martin Luther King and Things That Matter awards, I think. Are you doing it normally? Are you getting a big hall and meeting? How are you doing it this year, Tara?
We are doing it virtually because we need to stay safe, socially distanced, and we are doing the best we can with what we have. So we are doing a virtual gathering tomorrow from 11:45 to 1 p.m. or 11:45 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we have an exciting lineup of awardees and a great program planned for tomorrow.
And now, this is your first year doing it virtually. This is your third year of the awards. Is that right?
That's correct.
So usually you meet someplace, everybody gets together, you have a big hall, maybe some lunch or something, and have some awards. But because of COVID, you can't do that.
That's correct. So we are doing it virtually, but the purpose and the meaning is the same. You know, we wanted to get together to honor the life, the achievements, and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. We felt that it was important to join forces with the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and to persist even in the current environment.
Right. Now, how are you going to do it? Are going to be dozens or hundreds of people watching live, or are they all linked in Zoom? How will that work?
So we're actually using an online platform, and folks that register received a link to the online platform, which has the schedule of the event, our keynote speaker, all of that. And so folks will register, get that link. That we sent DoorDash coupons so that everyone could order their own lunch.
Oh, nice.
So we're, doing what we can to make it resemble a convening with an actual lunch.
But it sounds kind of fun to do it this way, to try it. Everybody's going to order lunch, have lunch together. We'll all be in our own places, either our homes or our offices separately. And it sounds almost like doing it live. You know, you register, you pay a couple bucks, I guess, to register, and then do it the same way.
Yes. Now,
are there going to be some surprises? Does everybody know who's being honored, or will it be a big surprise?
I think our awardees know that they are being honored, of course. I think that there will be some surprises. I don't think that we've announced everyone, but we are doing a very special legacy award. One of the founding board members of the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce passed at the end of last year, and that was Richard. Most folks know him as Dick Keys, but Mr. Keys was a phenomenal human being and a leader in this community and touched so many lives, helped found our 20-year-old organization. Yeah. And so we are posthumously honoring him with the Legacy Award. And so we're very excited about that honor for him and his family.
Yeah, and a lot of people should remember his name, and those that don't or didn't get to know Dick will now hear his name and hear a little bit about him. That'll be a nice thing tomorrow. Now, is Everette here? Did we lose Everette?
Everett's right here.
Oh, there he is. Look at that. Dude, the magic of Zoom or whatever we're using today. Now, the Central California Hispanic Chamber is also involved. Tell us about that.
Yes. So through collaboration from year one, Lynn Gray, of course, came to our president at the time and asked to collaborate on something that was profound, not only in our society, but just in life in general. And so that launched the first ever event that took place at the former Tree of Life on Herndon. Such a magnificent event, and it really kind of gained momentum through the year. And so the second year, we were able to do it downtown with twice as many people attending. Keynote speakers, we had 6 nominees with the Lifetime Achievement Award. It was beautiful. The whole thing was beautiful. And then COVID hit, of course, in March. So it kind of gave us some challenges here. But it's been nothing but a blessing to collaborate with the Fresno Metro Black Chamber.
Yeah. Now, so your intention, I guess, is to keep the momentum going. You had a great year 1, a great year 2. This is year 3. And I admire you guys for this is a giant effort to keep the momentum going, to keep the excitement up. And I can tell it is up. And it's going to be, I don't know, it's good. I don't know if it'll be better. I don't know if it'll maybe just be different than previous years.
Well, it's always good to try something new. And, you know, what I like about this particular endeavor that we've taken a part of, we're resembling a lot of the Democratic National Convention format, the convention formats, and just kind of pieced it together. And, you know, really we put our whole heart in it. So I think our heart is going to show on this presentation, and definitely with, you know, announcing the nominees and the surprises that are coming out. It's going to be wonderful. And who knows, maybe next year we can think of something else to make it even more original, make it even more dynamic.
Now, will there be a keynote speaker or a guest speaker this year?
Yes, we have Angela Johnson, who is a senior litigator with Uber, and she is bringing keynote remarks. She also runs a nonprofit in the Bay Area, which is focused on Black excellence. And so we're really looking forward to hearing her remarks and her excitement about Dr. King's legacy. And, you know, so many times there's nothing to diminish about his legacy, but so many times we only focus on the social justice piece of his legacy and don't really focus on his impact to our economy and economic systems. And so I think that she's going to make a few remarks about that impact and that part of his legacy.
Yeah. And before we go too much further, let's tell our viewers, now anybody could participate and sign up, is that right?
Absolutely. It is open to the public. Anyone who wants to attend can go to our website and register. We have it plastered all over our website, fmbcc.com, and Everette, they're doing it. We have it all over our social media properties, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So just reach out, Fresno Metro Black Chamber and or Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and click that link to register.
Okay, yeah, fmbcc.com, Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce.com, fmbcc.com. So you just click there and there'll be a link. I think we saw another link on our screen too, to go to an event page, and people can go sign up. It costs a couple dollars, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think we're about $25 for lunch, $25-$30 for lunch. I forgot to double check the price.
$30. $30.
$30. Okay. Now, while we were talking, we were showing some videos of previous years, and eating together is kind of a thing that really brings people together. So it's great how you've kind of woven this into this remote event.
Yeah. Well, again, we didn't want to miss out on this year, even though we're having to do it differently. We still wanted to honor Dr. King, and we want to honor the leaders in our community. You know, the Things That Matter Awards is really about people that are doing that heavy lift in our community, and we are honoring some local heroes that have done some great stuff in 2020 and the years before. And we want to celebrate their mastery, leadership, and knowledge. We've created this award with Dr. Martin Luther King's initials. So the Things That Matter awards are given for mastery, leadership, and knowledge. And so we just really want to celebrate our community. And at a time like this, it's important to still remember to celebrate. And so that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and my next question is not about politics at all. It's just about optics and how the leaders of our nation will honor certain people. I noticed the new president set up in his office some pretty important imagery. Did you notice any of that?
Yes, absolutely. I've been following this pretty closely since, unfortunately, the event that happened January 6th, and just how, as a nation, we're able to, one, get past it, and two, how is our new leaders, and I say that plural because it's going to take a lot of people, more than just the president, to get us all together. And I mean, that in itself is Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy. There is, how do we unify something that's fractured? Mm-hmm. And one thing we can do is, we can acknowledge where we've come from and what we've gone through, because history is the most valuable teacher. But I'm really hoping that something like this in the years to come will help heal our divide. And, with the president putting the pictures up is a very nice sentiment. Yeah,
so it's very moving, I thought. That's why I brought it up. Now, there's a big event, and it's Friday, January 29th, and it is, say the name of the event again.
It is the 3rd annual Business Salute to Dr. Martin Luther King and the Things That Matter Awards. And it is a joint event between the Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce and the Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So it is true that Blacks and Browns can come together to deliver a beautiful event that celebrates his legacy.
Yeah. Now, we have both of your websites up there right now. FMBCC stands for Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce.com, and CCHCC, those are pretty easy to remember, Central California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. By the way, that's cchcc.biz. Go to either of those, sign up for the event. It gets rolling about, I think, 12:45.
11:45 a.m.
11:45, yes. And then, but don't wait till tomorrow to sign up. Sign up today. There's some planning, meal prep, things that go into this. So they need to know how many people are going to be there. You sign up. They send you a link that you just click, and you're part of the event. Is that right?
That is correct. And if you do it today, you get your meal coupon so that you can order your DoorDash for tomorrow and eat with everyone else on time.
Yeah, I like to eat when everybody else eats. I'm going to give each a last thought. Everett, last thought before we go?
This event is going to be amazing. I implore anyone and everyone who has the time and have the availability to check it out. And, join us. You'll be very confident in knowing that we're going to, for the foreseeable future, this is going to happen. We're going to honor this man in any way we can.
Yeah, and Everett and Tara, this is historic how you're doing it. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, we're going to look back and say, look what we did and how we had to do things in 2021. Tara, last thoughts?
Yes, I would say that honoring our local heroes and sheroes, taking care of our community is a call to action.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect wrap up. It's Friday, January 29th is the event. Go to the websites we have on our screen, sign up for it, and be part of history. I mean, this is the 3rd one, but this is the one everybody's going to remember for years and years and years. We will be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.
it's now time for our keynote speaker, Mr. DeVan, AG. Mr. AG is the Deputy Treasurer for the California State Treasurer. He is charged with developing and directing Treasurer Fiona Ma's housing and economic development strategy. He is a leader in the statewide effort to address the housing crisis by vastly increasing the number of affordable housing units built in California. As Deputy Treasurer, he oversees 6 divisions that administer incentives to advance economic development and housing, including the federal and state low-income housing tax credit program, tax-exempt private activity bonds, brownfield assessment and remediation, and the sales and use tax exclusion program. It's a lot. Previously, DeVan served as Deputy Treasurer for Legislative Affairs under former California State Treasurer John Chang, Capital Director for former Assembly member Sebastian Ridley Thomas, Director of Political and Legislative Affairs for the United Domestic Workers of America, AFSCME Local 3930, and Senior Advisor to former Sacramento Mayor and NBA veteran Kevin Johnson. DeVan was part of the team that helped shape the direction of one of Mayor Johnson's biggest projects, the successful effort to revitalize the historically African-American neighborhood of Oak Park. The 40-acre project is one of many he helped to guide in his 16-year career, using his tenacity and ability to get people working together regardless of race, religion, gender, party affiliation, or socioeconomic status. So please, at this time, join me in welcoming Mr. DeVan, AG.
We think about this legacy of Dr. King, and we talk about what are the things that matter. We must think about him. Love mattered to Dr. King. Peace mattered to Dr. King. Righteousness, justice, and I think in an era and for an audience like this, poverty alleviation mattered. So when you think about poverty, and you think about the fact that Fresno County is always, unfortunately, in the highest percentile of state counties that are in poverty, and then you look at some of the other social outcomes, whether it's housing, health, education, public safety, there is no misunderstanding that the reason why we see the disparities that we see is not directly attributed to poverty. And so if we understand that the conversation has to become, how do we go to the root causes of some of these things so that we begin to stave off and mitigate and hopefully eliminate some of the social outcomes that we are seeing. In 2018, the Atlantic newspaper published an article entitled Fresno's Mason-Dixon Line, which talked about the effects on the redlining in the city. It shows the connection between redlining and poverty. So we are in a crisis of economic empowerment right here in California. One of the richest states in this country, the 5th largest economy in this world, but there has been no state of emergency that has been called. That in and of itself is a travesty. So we must look to those who are in positions of power to question them as to why not a state of emergency has not been called when there is enough data and optical evidence to see the suffering on the streets that poverty must be eradicated. We must be prepared to work equally, not harder, but we must be prepared to work equally and activate those systems of government and expect from those systems our fair share.